to session 1 of the Bible Basics. We're going to be trying something new here in that I'm going to be teaching this from a video, and then the rest of the leaders are going to be helping you guys through some discussion questions. So let's see how it goes. Today we are on the topic of Bible Basics, and we're just going to be doing session 1, just covering what is the Bible, the New Testament and the Old Testament, and who wrote it, how many books are there, and just the general need of interpretation of the Bible. So, the Bible is written by plus minus about 46 authors, and it's written over a time period of 1,500 years. So it's quite a long time over many authors, but it's in fact written by only one person, and that is Jesus Christ. And it is only about one particular topic, and that is also about Jesus Christ. So I just want to read a brief text from the book of Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 1 says, "Long ago," so basically the Old Testament, "at many times and in many ways God spoke to our fathers by the prophets. But in these last days He has spoken to us by His Son, whom He appointed the heir of all things." And so God has always been the one speaking. He spoke through the Old Testament, which started in Genesis, all the way through to Malachi, as you know, the stories of the flood and exile, and then He carried on speaking from Matthew all the way through to Revelation. And so all 39 books of the Old Testament and all 27 books of the New Testament are all spoken out by God. As Paul writes to Timothy, it's God breathed. So it's inspired by God. Although it's written by human hand, it's inspired by God. So this is God's word, which makes it important to us because it's God's revelation of Himself to us, and we want to know God, and so we need to be spending time in God's word. And so the questions that we're going to be discussing this evening are all on how do we read God's word better, and how do we understand His word better, and just generally why should we have to read God's word. And so that is our discussion for this evening.